Most of you weren't around in 1653, but if you had been, and you'd been near here, you'd probably remember the municipal charter of self-government given to the residents of New Amsterdam. That's right, it's New York City's birthday. It's 343 years old. You got a problem with that? Welcome to Breakfast Time with Tom Bergeron, Lloyd Hibbert, and Bob the Puppet. My name's Jim, and I'm the announcer. Say good morning, Tom.
Morning, Yimmy. I'm going to do that every day now until I get a complaining letter about that. Hey, it's Groundhog Day, too, you know.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that given the cloud cover here on the East Coast that Puxatawny Phil has not seen his shadow.
Au contraire.
He did see his shadow?
He did see it. They must have gotten like a moment of sunshine.
Hey, I saw a moment of something there.
Spiky yellow, pal.
Yeah. So we have about 6 more weeks of winter then.
According to Punxsutawney Phil.
All right. Whether or not he had seen his shadow was the subject of some debate. We know some people who've seen their breakfast already.
Uh-oh.
They're in Florida, and get the Gilligan say, oh, Lori thought it would be such a good idea to go to Miami. The lovely, the talented, the semi-seasick. Hello, action cam. Lori, are you there? Oh boy. She can't hear me?
Yeah.
She can't? All right, Here's what we'll do. You just try to reestablish communications with my Canadian cohort.
Tom?
Yes, Bob?
It's hard to talk bent over a railing.
Oh, no. Here's what's... We're going to get the Friday Strut going in a minute, but just so you know, today was the day that the winners of last September's Subaru and Seabreeze on the road sweepstakes are down. Seabreeze, it takes on a whole new meaning now. They're down in Florida, and I'm sure it was a catered breakfast too. And they're tethered, and the waters, though it's about 86 degrees, the waters are incredibly choppy, and the crew has been having really difficult time down there. Can Lori hear me now? Does she even want to talk to me at this point? All right. I'll tell you what. I'll do what Lori normally would do just to make sure everybody is in strut readiness. First we go back to Miami and see if Phil Kogan is ready with the Bob underwater vehicle. You ready to strut, Phil? Yeah, we'll take that as a yes. Okay, up on the, no, they're ready to probably cling to soil at this point. Let's go to the 3rd floor. Jane Fergus and the news crew. Are you ready to strut?
I absolutely am. We are here. You can actually see us, and we're ready to strut.
All right. Okay, good enough. And we dedicate the strut every week. This is a special seasick strut. Oh, yes, Suzanne is actually at the National Weather Service where they can explain why Jim has the job that he has. Suzanne, are you ready to strut in Brookhaven, New York?
Oh, yeah, we're going to do a snow strut for you, Tom.
Okay.
Well, that's my team.
All right, I just got the word that my Canadian cohort can hear me now. Oh, look, that's... Phil, what are you doing in there with Lori? Look at that. Wow. Phil, can you hear me? You can. That's a great set of teeth you got there, kid. Where's Lori? We sent her... What? This show's going great so far.
She's doing what Phil's doing.
I get the feeling half of our viewers have strutted without us. They're already... All right, we'll get back to them in a moment. The strut is dedicated to all of our seasick crew in Miami and to the whole gang here at FX, the best people for putting live television on across the country that you've ever come across. We got some familiar faces, some behind-the-scenes faces. Come on in here, everybody. You give these people a hand at home right now, please.
Yeah.
All right? And we are ready for... I should do this out of solidarity, I suppose. Just out of solidarity.
Paint yourself green while you're at it.
Yeah, that's right. Ready for the C6 strut. ever seen before.
Yeah.
Little did she know how true those words would be.
Yeah.
Now let's go back. She was just coming out of the water, I think. We don't see her? I saw a shot of her moments ago.
Yeah, she was
Bring it
climbing
up
up.
in this. Bring it up in this monitor for me. There she is. Oh. Hey, hon, how you doing?
White squall! White squall! Oh my gosh. Well, and how's everything in New York?
Well, it's cold but stable.
Yeah, oh man. I'm really sorry I couldn't hear you under the water at
That's
all.
all right.
How did we look?
Oh, you look a little green, but
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, poor Mary McGeever has been heaving up all morning.
Oh, you mean Mary McKeever? Yeah.
Is the strut over? Did I miss it?
What's that?
Did I miss the strut?
It was dedicated to, among others, you and the
Me?
crew. Yeah, it was a C6 strut today. You want to do
What?
pick your entree? I mean, news?
That's not even funny as a joke, Tom.
Sorry.
All right, pick your news. Here we
Okay.
go.
All right.
Swimming with the fishes.
Yeah.
I guess laughter is the best medicine. And this guy couldn't help but take a wooden nickel.
Well, I think swimming with the fishes,
Yeah,
don't
you
you?
got it. You got it.
Yeah. This is actually a great story. Do you remember during the Super Bowl, there were these Pepsi commercials, and one of our favorites, both you and mine, was the one with the goldfish that would do tricks
Yeah.
to get a sip of Pepsi. Apparently afterwards, pet stores all across the country were getting phone calls from people who wanted to know if indeed you could feed Pepsi to your goldfish.
Wow.
So I want America to know that the answer is no, you cannot. It's very bad for them, so don't do it.
You know,
Yeah.
every so often you have to stop and think, how stupid are we? as a
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, the other slug for that story was going to be people are so stupid, but
Yeah.
that's just sort of redundant. Oh, Tom. Oh, you know.
It seemed like a good idea at the time,
It
didn't
did. It just did seem like a good idea at the time.
Who's the genius who came up with this? Dress Lori in a wetsuit and make her nauseous.
Let's get the Weilands. Where's Joan and Lydia?
Yeah.
Joan and Lydia Weiland. We're doing. Come on here. Come on down. Co-authors of Chicken
girls.
Soup and Other Folk Remedies. Now, you're going to be doing a segment later with them, Lori, about motion sickness, but I thought, given that this has taken on a much more
Wait,
palpable...
incoming.
Uh-oh.
Whenever there's a big wave, that's what they say around here.
Oh. They should be saying outgoing, I would think.
Or upcoming.
Let's get, I want to get a tip right now off the top that you guys can use to help you with
Yeah.
your motion sickness. Joan, Lydia?
Get a newspaper.
Yeah, great.
Well, actually, the one that would be good is the one that you press over here, like,
Can you see
do you
us?
want to explain? Can you see us?
Right, on
Okay,
the
yeah.
wrist?
Yeah, on the wrist,
Yeah.
right?
Measure your
Swing over to see Dave Kamowitz, who's about 6 shades more green than I am.
See, here's Dave.
He's having a rough
You
morning.
can hardly tell because he's wearing that Groucho Glasses mustache thing.
You know, I actually brought hair and makeup stuff.
All right,
What you should do is measure your 3 fingers from the line of your wrist, between your wrist and your hand. And the
Right.
way you'll know you have the right spot, take the end of that spot. And the way you know you have the right spot is if when you press in, if when your hands are just completely relaxed, your fingers will curl in.
Okay, oh, they will.
It's alive.
And then what you do is keep that spot and have somebody else, if somebody is there that's feeling okay, have them press that on both your hands, the same spot on both your wrists. And that'll relieve the seasickness feeling. That's
don't
an
sound
old
too sure.
Chinese fisherman's remedy.
Oddly enough, you know what else does it?
What?
Being on TV.
Yeah,
We got something else to think about next.
It's a little performance adrenaline.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Tom. I'm going to leave you for a couple of minutes. I'm going to go to shore, like the wimp that I am.
That's all right.
Because it really is too rough out here to do the whole show.
Do we have the wide shot? We had a wide shot earlier just so everybody could see how the waters were really just
Choppy.
bucking you guys around. Yeah, head to shore and we'll talk to you in just a couple of minutes. How about a hand for our Canadian cohort out there above and beyond the Call of Duty, Lori? And Lori is with our visiting viewers, as a matter of fact, a very special crew because they are the winners of the Subaru and Seabreeze on the road sweepstakes. And she had dinner with them last night, and they're all sort of reliving that now. All right, since we saw you last time, Jillian and Spencer, Americans spent, where are you trying to go, John? Where are you trying to go? Spent $205,475.45 on scuba diving equipment and certification. Actually, more certification than equipment. Here's one guy who was just spewing water at us from inside a new underwater vehicle called, you ready for this, my little wart-laden sock? Called the Bob.
Ooh, underwater Bob.
Yeah. Phil,
Usually it's called Chum.
Tell us about it, Phil.
Well, it's the Bobster. Let's have a look. You can see right on here, officially called Bob, which is the breathing observation bubble. Of course, the little bubble is just right here, and Laurie and I have already been out for a little test this morning. When we come back, we're going to show you how this is kind of I'm bleeding. How this is kind of a new way to go and explore this underwater world out here. This is kind of like they call it the diving capital of the world. You don't have to go through any major courses and get certified in scuba gear. With scuba gear, you can go out on the Bobster, go and do your little bob thing and check out all the wonderful underwater life. And that's what we will be doing when we come back.
All right, Phil's bleeding, so the sharks will be circling soon around there.
Yeah.
Suzanne's in Brookhaven, New York, and she's at the Brookfield office of the the Brookhaven field office of the National Weather Service. Talk about a little yin and yang as far as weather. We go to the choppy 80-degree waters of Miami, and now to you with the snow coming down, Suzanne.
Yes, it's snowing here today, and whether you like it or not, the weather affects you every single day. Chances are you checked your local paper or a radio or TV show to find out what the weather would be, to see what you should wear or what you can do outside. Well, if you ever wonder how exactly the meteorologists go about predicting the weather, we're going to find out about the latest equipment that they use, including this giant soccer ball in the sky, not spiky yellow balls, but giant soccer balls. Pay attention, Jim.
I am.
Are we going to let that go?
No.
Is that, Pele is down there going, come on, baby, come on.
One shot.
All right. As Laurie makes her way to shore, let's take a look at some of the stories making news on this February 2nd.
Thanks, Tom, and good morning, everyone. I'm Jane Fergus. Here's what's happening in the news. There's bad news for the First Family. A new Associated Press poll shows that only 1 in 4 Americans think Hillary Rodham Clinton is telling the whole truth about Whitewater. 52% think the First Lady is hiding something, and most of them say they don't think it's a trivial matter. The O.J. Simpson backlash is continuing. Simpson apparently can't find a way to advertise his new video. Most cable TV stations are refusing to run his ads. Even a tabloid newspaper that capitalized on the Simpson trial won't advertise his video. A Detroit company is marketing a doll to honor civil rights pioneer Rosa Parks. Parks was the woman who sparked a boycott in Montgomery, Alabama in 1955 when she refused to sit at the back of a bus. The Rosa Parks doll was unveiled yesterday to mark the start of Black History Month. And finally, the guys from Hootie and the Blowfish are starting their own record company called Breaking Records. As a quick look at what's making the news, now here's Jim with the plain vanilla weather.
That's right. And the waters may be choppy, but the yellow ball is spiky in Miami. Miami? Now, who do I know that's there? But there's snow in Petoskey, Michigan. And Petoskey, Michigan, now who do I know that's from there? Anyway, we have a big, huge storm that makes, like, look at this. It's like a smile. But nobody's smiling who's stuck in it. Below the lips, we have ice. At the very southern part, we have rain and then snow all the way from Colorado up through New England, and then lake effect snow in northern Michigan. Let's look at those high temperatures, and they are no dry. Yeah, there's a spiky yellow ball up in Minnesota too, but minus 10s are the high temperatures. That's the weather.
Coming up in just a little bit, as soon as they make their way to shore, Laurie will introduce us to our visiting viewers, visiting actually with her in Miami, the Waldvogels und Zemellers, both in Miami, visit Laurie. But this is a story, I bet had Laurie been here, she would have picked this story along the Pick Your News, because it happened in Long Island, and it's all over the New York papers. Cyber sex divorce. This is a case of a husband actually filing for divorce because he says his wife has committed adultery in cyberspace. sending email love notes to a man known only as the Weasel. And apparently they were going to rendezvous, Bob, to go away this weekend.
Hubba Hubba hard drive.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No word on whether they're trying to reboot the relationship. But here was the thing. Last weekend they canceled their plans to get together because the woman had to go to her daughter's first communion.
How inconvenient.
I know, I know. So I understand, Jim. I understand, Jim, you're changing your name now.
I'm no longer known as the Weasel online. Please send all my new email to alterboy.com.
Okay.
And you can call me the Garden Weasel.
Tell people how they can join us either in Miami or here in the FX apartment,
The
Jim.
best way would be to write to us at Breakfast Time, P.O. Box 825, Madison Square Station, New York, 10159-0825. Or to call us on our Sprint sponsored 800 number 800 FXFXFX1.
I love you.
Or to fax us at 212-802-4208. Or email us at fxbreakfast@delphi.com. Let us know when you're going to be in the New York area, and who knows?
I love you.
Jeez. Somebody get me a cyber cigarette, will you? We'll be right back with Lori and Lou Rawls and Claudia Schiffer. Now, that's enough TV show for you, isn't it? What else?
That's right.
Jim?
Well, today's Groundhog Day, but how could we turn it into Captain Kangaroo Day? Find out coming up on Breakfast Time. It's 20 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Lori, Tom, Bob the Puppet, and Jim on the announcer. Here's Tom and Bob.
That's right. Now, here's what's happening. Now, do you want to explain to where Lori is?
She's down in Miami, Florida, trying to hold on to breakfast, and she'll be back in a few seconds, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
She's down there hosting the show from Miami, where the winners of our Seabreeze and Subaru on the road sweepstakes had a very special week.
She's having dinner with him, maybe.
I don't know. They're having a group stomach pump right now, but they're getting to shore, and as soon as they join us, they'll be chatting with us. I thought, since we have a couple seconds, we should do something. People wonder why you don't walk with us.
Well,
so let's give you that.
Maybe you'll now know why I don't walk with him. Okay, ready?
Here's a test of camera work coming up.
Not to mention puppetry.
Yeah, all right. Now, we're going to go down the hall, because Io Haynes is with us.
Not my fault, not my fault.
Hey, slow down. Duck out, quick.
I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy.
We have some video of you looking for your shadow. Suddenly, when you stood up, I saw mine.
My shadow weighs 260 pounds and is orange.
No kidding. Yeah, tell that to your kids at night and watch them squirm. All right. Let's take a look at Bob doing the Puxatawny Phil earlier today, looking to see if he could find his own wart-laden shadow outside in the sinkhole area adjoining.
Either it's my shadow or I ate Mexican food. No, it's my shadow.
All right. Well, I think we've milked that about as far as we can.
Maybe too far.
Doing his Punxsutawney Phil. Uta Hagen hasn't taught a range of emotions like that. That's incredible. Here with Jillian and Spencer and Io Haynes back from Florida. You're complaining about having a tan, and we didn't want to hear that.
Well, I think I got out on the right day, because Lori's having a little problems down there, huh?
Now, here's the deal. It's Groundhog Day today, but February has a whole bunch of, every month has a whole bunch of labels associated with it and days.
Well, actually, today is National Return Your Shopping Cart to the Supermarket Day.
Jillian, you hear that?
You got to return those supermarket, those carts.
Cart to the supermarket day.
I have a personal shopper.
You know, as I was saying that, I was wondering, when's the last time you saw the inside of a supermarket?
Jillian's shopping cart is made by Mercedes.
So how do we get days? I mean, anybody can pretty much do it?
Pretty much, but there are official days and there are days that are not official. Now, the official days are like Father's Day, Mother's Day, Black History Month.
Sure.
They have to go through a whole process, 12 steps to become official. You have to get your senator to say, oh, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Okay. Like, say we wanted to make it National Seasickness Day.
Yes.
We would co-sponsor, we would ask our senator to co-sponsor the bill. He has to get 50 other senators to say, oh, yeah, that sounds like great.
Okay.
Sounds like a great idea.
It's so easy to get other senators to agree on stuff.
Seasickness, of course. And then you go through the Senate, it gets passed there, goes into the House. You have to get more people to say that sounds like a great idea. Finally, it gets to the president, and he says yay or nay.
Now, what's the average time span for all of this?
It can be anywhere from very fast. It can be fast if it goes from the president's desk.
Excuse me.
This is, oh, because
Can
I was
just
going
see that for a
to...
second?
Uh-oh.
Because this is not.
I gave him an idea.
This is not an accurate representation.
I know, right?
Billy.
Now he's got gray hair. He's got a lot of gray hair because actually the people in the House have a lot of gray hair. They last year had 300 attempts at getting a national commemorative day, and they said that they were overwhelmed, and I think that's why the government shut down last year.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, too many requests.
Now you have an sort of a whole series of examples of the types of days, from the reasonable to the ludicrous.
That's right.
I think, right?
Now here you have the National Good Teen Day. Of course, Jillian and Spencer were always good when they were teenagers. And you have the Cancer Control Month. These are all very legitimate. And then you, like I said, you have the Weather Person's Day, which is over here.
That's legitimate. That's legitimate.
That's frivolous.
And National Hangover Awareness Day.
That's legitimate.
I love you.
Hangover.
Yeah, no, but get this.
You got 2 days in a month.
But that was sponsored by a morning announcer in Massachusetts. Did you know him?
Right?
Yeah.
You know who it was?
I don't know his name, but yeah.
Move Hollywood and Broadway to Lebanon, Pennsylvania.
You see, those are not official days. They didn't go through this whole lengthy process. What they did was hired a PR person. They sent out press releases.
What's that?
That means
Bonza the Butler Day.
Let me tell you, it makes no sense because what it really is that on February 2nd, so 2/2 is a Bonza Butler Day. 8/8, the month and the day correspond. Doesn't make any sense, but they got us to say that it's Bonza Butler Day on national TV.
For those who do CB stuff, I don't know if it's as trendy as it used to be, but the month of October is like a CB month because everything's 10/4, you know.
Oh, yes, exactly.
And
Well, let me just show
13/13
you
would
this,
mean it's
Tom.
Natural Hangover
This
Day.
is the Chase's calendar of events.
I used to, when I did a radio show, I used this all the time.
Yeah, that's what everybody does in this business because if you have a heart segment that you're going to use on your show, say, hey, it's National Heart Month. What you do is, obviously, the National Shopping Cart Awareness people sent press releases all over, and they got somebody like Chase's calendar event to say, it's a great day, let's put it in here. There's some official days in here, and then there's some wacky ones in here.
Io Haynes taking us through the procedure of getting any day to be a special day.
National FX Day.
Actually, Bill's hair has been whitened recently because of his wife's calls to the Judiciary Committee more than anything else. And we still have no link with our Canadian cohort, correct? She's making her way to shore with our visiting viewers. So what we will do is establish a video link with none other than Captain Kangaroo Bob Keeshan as our thought for Groundhog Day.
We need each other, you know that? We live with other people, and nobody lives alone. Even if we're living alone, we're not living alone. We're living with other people. So remember what Ann Zadra told us. The best thing to hold on to in life is each other.
Look at the time. It's 5:30.
So right, Bob. Jim, what else is coming up?
Bob, it's a puppet. It's computer software, and it's a device for divers. Bob Scuba for the night. It's 1:30. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Tom Laurie, Bob the Puppet, and me, Jim. I'm the announcer, and here's Tom and Bob, and it looks like Jillian.
Yeah, Bob, he's behind the couch.
Don't get between me and the camera, shorty.
I'm here with Jillian and Spencer and Io just hanging out here. And for those of you just joining us, Laurie is here, but she's not here. And I guess I need to just sort of refresh that for those of you who haven't been with us thus far. Can you give me a little background music?
Yeah.
Oh, just sit right back in here.
Laurie's in Miami. She's in Miami with the winners of the Subaru and Seabreeze on the road sweepstakes. She had dinner with them last night. She was going to join us on a boat and started to, but the weather started getting rough, and she's making her way to shore, and she'll join us. There she is, making her way to shore.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Rob, and she'll be with us in just a couple minutes. That was really the worst backup singing I've ever heard in my life.
Too low.
Yeah, these are not the Marvelettes. No.
Left on the boat, however, and in the drink, Phil Kogan, he is actually getting set to take us on a journey. Get ready for this. In the Bob. Phil?
Yeah, Tom, funniest thing you've ever seen. You know the family, they win a trip to come out here and see how it all works on location.
Yep.
They come up alongside and they were waiting to pick up Laurie, who wasn't feeling so well, or Mary. And the entire family, when I first met them, are leaning over the side of the boat, with bits of breakfast over the side, like this. It's very rough out here this morning.
So they
You
were
can see the
starstruck,
swells.
is what you're saying.
I think so. See these swells coming in? It's a little rough out here. We've got the bobsters out here today, and I want to introduce you to the inventor, the manager, the director of the company who's come up with these bobs. This is Andrew, who's got an English accent, because he's English, and we want to talk about these little bobster-mobiles. Now, Andrew, for a lot of people, if they ever want to go and explore the underwater world, they have to go and do the scuba thing. What you've come up with here, I understand about 3 years ago, is the Bobmobile. And could you tell us what that's all about?
Well, Bob stands for breathing observation bubble. So really,
Yes, it does,
you end
then.
up with a big bubble of air, fed continuously with fresh air, so you don't need to wear a mask or a regulator. Then to save you wearing any weights or ballast system, it's all built inside the body. The control steering wheel up here controls your speed because we've put an engine and a battery in.
And you go about 2.5 miles an hour, and you sit on it, Tom, just like you would with a motorbike. You sit down here, you put your feet on the little footrests, and then your head obviously goes up in there.
Yeah.
And Gary, if I could get you to come in and show Tom all the controls, if I hold on to you as we're bobbing around here, and Andrew would explain to us what all these things are.
This is your tank pressure gauge showing you how much air you've got left. Compass, so you don't get lost. Dive computer tells you how much time you've got and your decompression. This is your full speed and half speed buttons. If you let go, you stop. You press it, you go. This is inflate and deflate. If you inflate, you'll come up. Deflate, you'll take down.
And let's have a look out in the water. If you have a look, Tom, you might be able to see some floaters on the top there. They're tied onto the top of the Bobmobiles.
Now, we're looking underwater now, Phil, at some people in the bobsters.
Yeah.
All right, let's walk over here so I can see what you're looking at.
Oh, that
Now,
looks
let's have
very cool.
These little Bobmobiles are wonderful for people who don't want to do too much training. They're very mobile. You can see them moving around there. And I suppose for a lot of people, Andrew, the idea of being able to move around like this as opposed to having all the headgear on and the claustrophobic sort of mask and so on, this is a much better idea?
Well, it helps people actually just relax and enjoy the underwater world. You know, later on they might want to become scuba divers, but it's really just a gentle way of introducing them. And particularly when you get beautiful reefs and fish, you can sit there and cruise around in comfort.
Now, the heads look a little small inside there. It's just a little...
It makes your head look small, but the fish look enormous. You know, it's quite scary sometimes.
We've seen some 5, 6 foot fish out here this morning, some tarpon out here. And let's go back, because this is Bob model number 6. When you first started off with Bob, you started off in, developing it in a swimming pool.
Yeah, well, back in England, built a couple in the garage, you know, typical English inventor, and tested them at the school swimming pool until we proved really that it worked.
They get kind of silly
So we
looking
came
in there,
to
don't they?
Florida, studied Florida, and for the last 2.5 years we've been developing it. Till now we've developed the whole boat concept. So now everybody can go out and do their bob diving.
And the name Bob, how'd you come up with that?
Well, I was trying to give it some character, and also it's breathing observation bubble. It's just an acronym, but it was really because it looks like a person. It sort of resembled a person, so we really had to give it a person's name.
Cross
Hey,
between
Bob.
a person and a banana.
Hey, Bob, wouldn't you like to have a go in this, Bobby?
Well, yes, I sure would, Phil. That's correct. I certainly would.
The way you're looking on right there, it looks like you really want to take a little ride. Tell us about the future. Like, I understand you're going to be introducing them into a lot of resorts around the future?
Well, this is the first boat in Miami. It's the first location in the world that you can do this, and so groups can come down and be taken out.
Let's go back underwater on the shot.
Education center on the boat.
Oh.
The concept is that for all the different locations around the Caribbean, you know, there must be over hundreds of them, that we could actually install these boats and offer the service to the tons of tourists and cruise ships.
And, of course, make lots of money. That's going to be a good thing. All right, guys, we're going to leave you with the... We're going to leave you with the Bobsters. We'll be back shortly. We might go on a little adventure if we're not all seasick by that stage. And share a little more of the Bobster-mobile.
On the 5th day, Bozo left the Calypso.
It does make them look, Phil, it makes them all look kind of giddy in those things. It's like 20,000 dweebs under the sea.
Ooh, big hands and a small head.
All right, nice stuff.
Yeah.
The Bob. See? Look at you. You're taking over the world.
And look at you. What have you taken over?
I don't know.
Absolutely nothing.
I've taken leave of my senses working with a puppet, that's for sure. Let's take a look at some of today's top stories.
Safely on land and in the newsroom. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jane Fergus. Here's what's happening in Breakfast Time headlines. Legislation that will revolutionize the way people use telephones, TVs, and computers is ready for President Clinton's signature. It allows long-distance phone and cable giants to compete in each other's markets. The bill will most likely speed job cuts at phone companies, but supporters say in the long run, the bill will create new jobs. There's now compelling evidence that a new class of AIDS drugs can extend lives. The breakthrough adds to excitement about drugs called protease inhibitors that block an enzyme that the AIDS virus needs to reproduce. Scientists hope that combining protease inhibitors with already established drugs may help control HIV for long periods. Meanwhile, the public's perception of AIDS appears to have changed. An ABC News poll finds 37% of Americans consider AIDS the nation's greatest health problem. That's down from 70% in 1987. And finally, Richard Nixon is taking anything but a licking in the stamp market. One misprinted commemorative stamp sold for nearly $17,000 at auction yesterday. It's a quick look at what's making the news. Now let's have Jim tell us what's going on with our plain vanilla weather.
And now is the winter of our discontent made glorious summer. Well, not exactly summer, but there is a spiky yellow ball in Lancaster, Wisconsin. But there's new snow in Newkirk, Oklahoma, as it's part of, look at this, it's like a hot dog of a storm that blankets the country from Colorado all the way through the Atlantic. Rain along the Gulf, an icy mix through, like, from Dallas all the way to the Atlantic coast, and then snow above that, a lot of snow in places. Also lake effect snow in the Great Lakes. Let's look at those high temperatures. It's cold, folks, except for Miami. That's the weather.
Now, this is when you know that this show, I'm starting to do Benny now. This is when you know.
Right, Mr. Benny.
That this show's live. We had planned all kinds of great segments surrounding Lori's being in Miami, little suspecting that the seas wouldn't cooperate, that the whole crew would get seasick, and now they're desperately making their way to shore, which is why you haven't seen the Canadian cohort. Now, apparently, that has set in motion a trend, a ripple effect, that permeates the entire show today. And noted producer Paul Shavelson is here with a celebrity casualty update.
That would be you.
There are no celebrities.
Yeah,
here.
all right. Now, we have Claudia Schiffer, supermodel and fitness vixen.
Running late.
Claudia Schiffer, she's running late.
Running late.
At least she's running, which is tape number 4 in her series.
Yeah. Running.
As opposed to jogging late.
That's right. As she's stopping to do bench presses on it. All right, now what about Lou Rawls?
Mr. Rawls has not left the building. Left where he was supposed to start from, which is about over 40 miles away.
Is there a reason for that? Is he just decided to sleep in a little?
I have not been able to get an answer.
Oh, is that right?
Right. We go to you for the answers, don't we, Chief?
Yeah.
Okay, so
but I still promise a great show.
So, by the way, the show's going fine, I think.
Yeah.
Although, if there are any certified celebrity... If there are any celebrities watching, Jim, what number should they call to be interviewed on the spot?
800 FX 1.
Okay, we'll be right back.
How TV weathermen get the weather. And believe me, I'll be watching this one along with you. The National Weather Service coming up on Breakfast Time. It's 18 minutes to the top of the hour. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Lori, Tom, Bob the Puppet, and me, Jim. I'm the announcer, and here's Tom and the Weiland.
Yeah, I'm talking with Joan Weiland, she of the noted Weiland Sisters, Chicken Soup and Other Folk Remedies, and More Chicken Soup, the cleverly titled sequel. You were just mentioning, we're going to do the actual Seasick segment later when our seasick people get to shore, but you were questioning whether they had ginger.
Yeah, whether they had ginger.
Got Mary Ann,
some of the things that we're talking about. I just wonder that they don't have these things on board every boat, every ship. You know, these are such standards that it just figures that you should have these things on board, and people are feeling this way quick.
All right. Well, you don't use ginger, though, Jim, do you?
No. Oh, no.
No, but he's thought about it.
A lemon wedge, some salt, and you lick your wrist, and you put the salt on,
And you forget your troubles. Come on, get happy. You gave the wrong number when I was asking, since our celebrities are MIA, I asked you to give a number for real certifiable celebrities to call and be interviewed on the spot.
Right.
But actually, the 800 number is a recorded thing. We don't answer immediately. How about a fax? Do you want to?
All right, 212-802-4208. If you're a big celebrity, you fax us, we'll call you and save you the cost of the call.
And by the way, before you fax, look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
All right? Really say, am I actually a big celebrity?
And if you have to submit a resume, don't bother.
Right.
So you got a word of the day for us, Jim?
Yes, you know, Tom, sometimes you think you know what a word means, but its actual meaning can tell you something about yourself. Take, for example, maestro. Enthusiasm. Now, you may think that's passionate devotion to an interest in a cause or a subject, all right, or something like that. But you know what the word comes from? The Greek root word of this word means God in you.
Oh, really?
So things you pursue with enthusiasm, you do with the power of a god.
Wow.
And in Miami, that god would be Poseidon.
Yeah, no kidding.
And that's the word of the day.
Hey, who's that geek with the sunglasses on the back of your newspaper?
I honestly don't know. I haven't gotten to the back yet.
Yeah, don't turn.
Right.
All right.
I'll get to it.
Let's all, as a group, since this is sort of an offbeat, quieter Friday, let's all, as a group, move to another room, and let's go to the game room. Wyland?
Okay.
Everyone? Helen? Paul?
Yeah, I'll be there in a minute.
All right. Yeah, slither on by. Jen, come on down. We're just going to go to Suzanne Wong. She is in Brookhaven, New York. And, Jim, you want to pay...
Just keep going, Shavelson.
Keep going. You want to pay particular attention to this, Jim.
Yeah.
Because Suzanne is with people at the National Weather Service in their Brookhaven field office who are going to tell you how to use state-of-the-art stuff to predict the weather.
Yeah, but then the squirrel's out of a job, right?
Yeah, well, there is that. Yeah. Suzanne?
Hey, you know, for most people, the weather is just a topic of small talk, but for other people, the weather is their entire lives. They have a lot of enthusiasm for it. And the TV weather people get their predictions from field meteorologists like Gary Conti here. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Now, you predict the weather here using this giant soccer ball that's called the radome. Tell me what it is and how it's used.
Okay, Doppler weather radar up there is used by the National Weather Service to measure wind velocity and precipitation.
And how does it work?
It shoots a beam of energy from the antenna, which is contained up in that huge soccer ball, into the atmosphere. Part of that energy is reflected back to the radar system, and those signals are processed and then sent to a computer.
And this is the computer right in here. So the information goes from the radome into this Unisys computer system.
That's correct. It does.
And then after the information comes into the computer, it goes into the Doppler radar center in here?
That's correct. The information is transferred from the computers, and it comes into a workstation that meteorologists use to interpret.
And the Doppler radar is new technology, right?
Looks like you're stalking him, Suzanne.
Absolutely. It replaces technology that's since World War II. We've been using the Doppler weather radar now since 1993.
And you're going to show us on the computer screen here an example of what exactly the radome is doing, right?
That's right. Right now you can see, as the picture shows, the radome sits about 136 feet above the ground. The antenna transmits a beam of energy that scans through the atmosphere at different elevation angles, and it comes into contact with precip targets that are shown on this workstation.
Okay, and what is this representing? What do these colors represent?
Okay, the light blue is representing light snowfall. The darker and brighter shades are representing heavier snowfall.
Okay, so if you can see, Tom, I don't know if you can make this out. This is Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and New Jersey down here.
That's correct.
Okay, now, how accurate is this? Is this more accurate than ever before?
Absolutely. Since we can see inside storms, we're able to get motion being detected coming into and leaving the radar. It results in better predictions for severe storms.
Great. Now, how do you get the information out to the public? What do you do?
Okay, basically, we do type our weather watches and warnings on computers, which are then transmitted through a number of different National Weather Service communication systems to the mass media.
Okay, and that includes television, radio, and newspapers. Now, tell me about weather radios. I didn't even know these existed. These just give you the weather 24 hours a day?
Yes, they do.
would
get
use
Rush
these?
Limbaugh from 12 to 3.
Jim's car radio.
Watches, warnings, and information from the National Weather Service. Anyone and everyone uses them, but specifically those people who are away from TV and radio stations like voters.
Okay. Okay, now this is where they would actually do the broadcasting from for the weather radio, right?
That's right. We cover New York City, Long Island, northern New Jersey, the entire state of Connecticut, and this is where we broadcast from.
Kind of low tech, and this gets updated once an hour, right?
Yes, the hourly weather conditions are updated once each hour.
Now, if you look at the screen, you can see that you depend on cloud coverage for this Doppler radar. But what do you do if it's sunny?
Okay, if it's sunny, we do take a look at the satellite information. Here, for example, you can see on this specific screen covering the entire United States, we take a look at clouds that are outside of the range of our Doppler weather radar.
So you can use satellites if it's not cloudy outside.
Ultrasound picture.
Now you can also use weather balloons, and when we come back, we're going to find out how they use weather balloons and equipment when it's a sunny day to predict the weather.
All right, good enough. Spencer was commenting that when you went in that other room, what was it?
Well, someone went crazy with that little label maker. They had labels all over the place.
Oh, look, it is with great pleasure that I now say, my Canadian cohort.
Yay! Kissing the ground, I really am. Boy, it was rough out there.
No kidding. No kidding. It was good to see you.
Thank you.
Fling into the rocks.
We're in a beautiful spot. I'm not even sure what this is called. What they called? Some sort of park? South Point Park. It's really beautiful. But I'd like to introduce you to our contest winner.
Sure.
Bridget Waldvogel, who took a little boat ride out to the boat and then came right back. Here she is over here. She's not doing very well.
Oh, this is an amazing simulation.
No, it isn't, unfortunately. Bridget had the worst trip out of all of us, I think. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling better. I'm going to live.
This should make those of you who lost feel a lot better.
I guess the water was kryptonite, huh?
Car, dinner with Lori. Nobody say anything about a boat ride.
Not very happy contest winner right now. Jack, actually, her husband, you did very well on the boat.
It was a little rough. It was shaky out there. But, yeah, I did fine.
Yeah. We're back.
All right,
we're fine.
From, Lori?
They're from a small town in Michigan called
Petoskey,
Michigan. We're going to talk to them a little bit later about winning the contest. We went out for dinner with them last night. These people are nuts. They're wild. It's always interesting to find out who the people are that watch your show.
Indeed.
I'm telling you. It's crazy.
All right, well, it's good to see you on land. And
thank you. It's good to be seen.
When will we see Mary McGeever?
Where is she?
Where's she?
The poor thing. She's really sick.
She's over at the buffet table.
she's under the... Oh, Mary!
Yay!
Okay.
Mary threw up more than you've ever seen a human being throw up in your life.
Oh, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, she's about 40 pounds lighter than we saw her yesterday. Still with your line. All right, we're going to take a break then, all right? And let you guys get settled in, and we'll be right back. From Miami, from New York, from maybe your hometown. You just stay right there, okay? Jim, what's coming up?
If calories were dollars, I'd be a millionaire. But find out exactly what calories are coming up on Breakfast Time. It's 5 minutes to the top of the hour. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Tom, Lori, Bob the Puppet, and me, Jim. I am the announcer, and here's Tom and Bob, and it looks like Jillian hiding behind the lamp.
Yep. You know, Jim, I need your help on this one. Right. I've apparently inadvertently managed to alienate at least one Breakfast Time viewer. Now, give me the name of the person. Remember I said that there was a guy wearing geeky glasses on the back of your newspaper?
Oh, yes, it's Dale Earnhardt, too, it turns out.
He's like a champion racer.
Yeah, that's a real geek,
Well, here's the deal. I get this fax, right? I don't know who it's from, but boy, they're steaming. Never, ever refer to Dale as a geek again. It was the glasses I think I was talking about. This is showing total disrespect and lack of professionalism on your part. You must be a new viewer, I'm guessing. And then it gets a little blurry, but at the end this person says, if you're trying to lose viewers, you're doing a good job. It was just the glasses.
I'm going to tell you something else. It's a beer ad, so I'm a little miffed, too.
Okay, all right. Lori is on dry land in Miami and is with us, right, Lori?
Yeah, well, I'm with you somehow.
All right.
I have one comment. I've never actually just listened to the show without being able to see it. This makes a heck of a radio show.
You're no kidding.
Yeah.
Really? It's just like listening to like morning zoo radio.
We save a fortune on cameras, too.
Actually, we're talking counting calories. Ever since about the 60s or 70s, doctors have been telling us in order to lose weight, you got to exercise and count your calories. But to find out exactly what a calorie is, we have our Uberman, Spencer Garbett. I guess he's in the kitchen. I can't really see.
Yes.
And he's going to take us through a calorie counting phase. Spencer, I'm so bummed because I wanted to buy something so that we could look at the nutritional thing.
Yeah.
Something that would really bug you that I would have.
Yeah.
So I bought Pop-Tarts.
Ew,
And I forgot them. I know.
Yeah. Okay.
They got soaked on the boat.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. But you hear us talking a lot about calories a lot of times, Lori. And what are they?
What is a calorie?
How do you count them? And who are they? Who are they? Don't count them.
And why do we
Who
care?
are these people? But they use something called a bomb calorimeter, and I'll tell you what a calorie is first. A calorie is a unit heat energy which can raise something from 1 degree, from 14.5 degrees Celsius, 1 kilogram of water from 14.5 degrees Celsius to 15.5 degrees Celsius. So what they'll do is we have a little mock-up right here. Actually, here, Io, if you can hold that. This is a bomb calorimeter, and what they do is it's water, which is within here, and they put whatever it is, in this case it's a chip, in a little airtight container. This is so high-tech. And then they use electricity. They flip the switch, and it runs through here, and it burns this chip up, and that chip burns up, and then it heats this water all around here, and then the temperature goes up. Now, they take the, as much as the temperature raises, say it went from 14.5 to 15.5, that would be 1 degree. They multiply that times the volume of the water times 2, and that gets your calorie. Isn't this easy?
You're making all this up, aren't you?
Spencer,
no,
my
I'm not.
number was
It's science,
12.
actually.
Yeah.
And Io's going to help me here. We have our little bomb calorimeter here, and we're going to put a chip in it, and we're going to kind of simulate what happens.
What? No dip?
So we insert our little flame retardant thing here, like this, and we light the chip. This isn't going to work. And it burns up, and when it burns up, it will heat the water.
Let's see it burn up,
Yeah,
Spencer.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No, we have liftoff.
Oh, good.
Is it going up?
There is,
Cool.
yeah.
Is the temperature going up?
Spencer.
All right. So if you're eating, say, this bag of chips, if you eat the serving size, which is 13 chips, it's 140 calories, which means that those 140 calories can heat 140 quarts of water, raising the temperature. And this is doing kind of what your body does. It burns up the calories and uses it as a unit of heat energy.
Lori had a question for you.
Yes, Lori.
Yeah, I was wondering, is it really a good way to lose weight to count your calories? Is it really effective?
It's pretty much, I've done a lot of experimenting over the years with dieting. It's the only way to lose weight. It all
Really?
comes down to calories. You want to gain weight, you take in more calories than your body expends, and your body expends calories if you're doing an experiment like this, just hanging out. If you're walking, depending on if you're more active or not, obviously you'll need more calories, and then you can manipulate that by about 20% by using exercise. So that's what's called your resting metabolic rate, is when you're just kind of hanging out, and then an extra 20% you can kick in. If you're more active, you can take in more calories. They do know some of the things, like your carbohydrates and your protein are about 4 calories per gram, and stuff like that is 9, so that's a much more dense caloric measure. And they use the bomb calorimeter for more things like processed foods, which it's kind of hard to say how many calories exactly are in there. So that's what they use it for.
Yeah.
And it's a bigger machine than this that looks a lot more high tech than coffee.
Superman. Of course, you had that little labeler now, don't you?
Yeah.
Hey, Lori, have you heard what's happening with our celebrities? Not only were we denied you for the first half hour of the show,
Yeah.
but Claudia Schiffer hasn't shown up yet. Is she here? Claudia is in the building. Ah, there is a God.
Oh, thank goodness. I was going to say, you pay for your sins in weird ways, don't you?
Apparently, some guy named David made her materialize right in the makeup room. Amazing. And Lou Rawls is still missing in action, right?
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
still,
boy.
We figure he's going to be here to appraise things on personal effects by the time he gets here.
But we still have 1 full hour left, right?
We do indeed. Let's kick it off.
All righty.
You can learn a lot about life from golf. Sure, some days it seems you can't find the fairway, the wind is always in your face, the sun is in your eyes, and every putt breaks uphill away from the cup. But even then, you're only one good drive away from one good iron and one good putt for a birdie or an eagle. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Laurie Hibbert, Tom Bergeron, and Bob the Puppet. My name's Jim, and I'm the announcer. To say good morning, here's Tom.
Thank you very much. And in Miami, Florida, co-hosting from where she dined last night on the stones by the beach in Miami is Laurie Hibbert. Laurie, give us a little update of your day and night yesterday into this morning.
We had actually a wonderful trip in and a terrific dinner last night with our visiting family, the Waldvogels, Bridget and Jack. They were the winners of our Subaru contest, and also their friends Bud and Kathy. We all had a terrific dinner, lots of fun. They're really great people, and they're very into the show. They know every episode we can ever imagine. This morning we came out about 7 o'clock, headed out to the boat, and it was so rough. I don't know if you could really see how rough it was based on, oh man. You know, I have so much more respect for these road warriors. I'm telling you, I kneel at them now. I kneel to the road warriors. They have the toughest job in the world. But it was about 8:30. I looked at Mike Walter, our vice president of, what does he do?
Going to Florida. He's in charge of going to Florida. Yeah.
He's in charge of going to all tropical places and overseeing stuff. But I looked at him and I said, this isn't going to happen on the boat. Not the whole show. There's no way.
All right.
But well, we found fun.
You're going to be talking with the Weilands this hour, right, Joan and Lydia?
Yeah, you know, I don't even know what you've done already on the show. Have we done the campaigning online with Trevor Kaufman?
No, I'll be doing that a little later with Trevor.
Okay, good, good.
So
motion sickness, we got that.
That's with Joan and Lydia. So
the tribute to Bob, we haven't done that.
Tribute to Bob's.
How about bribing kids?
Yeah. All right.
Did we do bribing kids yet?
No. Is anybody filling in, Laurie? What's going on down there? Yeah, Mary McGeever was supposed to, and she's been otherwise occupied. We do have, however, Claudia Schiffer in the building. We'll be chatting with her, and I have, it'll be the third time that I have issued a celebrity challenge like I will issue to Claudia. The first two, for regular viewers, you will note, Fred Travalena and Suzanne Summers took the challenge. I'll explain more later. Right now, back to Road Warrior Land, right near where Laurie is. How far are you from where Laurie is enjoying dry land now, Phil?
I think we're probably about a mile away. She's about a mile down that way where the truck is, where we're sending our signal. And we're the ones that are left out here rocking up and down. We've been for a little ride in the Bobsters already. For those people who didn't see what the Bobster was, here it is right here. It's named after Bobster, of course.
Color and everything, wow.
We'd like to think it is anyway, Bob. Tom, I want to introduce you to someone here. Someone that, you know Tom Bergeron, right?
Yeah, I've been listening to Tom when I was a wee lad, just out of diapers.
Just out of diapers, Tom. This man used to listen to you when you were on radio.
So is he Boston area, huh?
Yeah, in New Hampshire, right?
Oh,
yeah, back in Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Oh, yeah, WHEB FM. Great station.
When he was a
Home
wee
of the
lad.
hits, yeah.
This is Captain Scott, by the way, Tom, and he's helping us stay afloat out here. When we come back, we're going to be going on some more adventures with Bob and hopefully take you over towards these rocks. We've already seen a 4.5, 5-foot tarpon out here.
Great.
So hopefully we'll see something big, maybe a shark or something like that.
All right, Phil, good enough. And Suzanne Wong is in Brookhaven, New York. She's hanging out with the folks from the National Weather Service office there. Suzanne?
Yes, I am, and the weather affects everybody every day. In order to get accurate predictions, you can use those high-tech methods like Doppler radar, like we found out about in the first hour, but they also use conventional methods. If we go into this funky-looking building, we're going to find out how they use weather balloons. 70,000 of them were released into the atmosphere in 1995. We're going to find out how... Hello?
Yeah, we're here. Yeah.
Hi.
Please deposit another 25 cents for your team.
Sorry, had a little IFB problem there. Anyway, we're going to find out all about weather balloons and how they can accurately predict the weather to help you out every morning.
Yay.
That's right. Her hearing is going, watch how we can turn the lights off.
Clap on.
Okay, so that's what's happening in the apartment and around the country, Laurie.
Can I tell you, I'm feeling so much better about my situation based on what's going on back there. Like we're all in misery together today.
That's right.
Just want to turn around and show you that someone from TCI is shooting us here. Great guy. We're on TCI in Miami, and Bob, of course.
Yay.
We love TCI.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, that's right. I try to love him. I love him. I found
more
someone
to come
else.
right now. A check-in, see what's
Comcast.
happening across the country.
Thank you, Laurie. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jane Fergus. Here's what's happening in the news. In Washington, President Clinton has rebuked his top political strategist for sharing confidential polling information with Bob Dole's campaign. Dick Morris confirmed today that he sent the information to Dole's campaign in an effort to boost Clinton's position in negotiations for a balanced budget. Closing arguments are set today on whether to move the Oklahoma City bombing trial out of state. An attorney for the suspects says he'll propose other sites like Denver and Seattle. More details from O.J. Simpson's deposition are leaking out. Simpson reportedly testified that he called his ex-wife's home shortly before she and Ronald Goldman were killed. Simpson said he called to congratulate his daughter Sydney on her recital earlier that day. And finally, the star of The Juror could not bring personal experience to the role. Demi Moore says she's never been called for jury duty. She's registered to vote, so she is eligible, but the star says they've never been interested in her. The Juror opens today. That's a quick look at what's making the news. Jim, what's happening with the weather?
St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause it's too cold. It's too cold in St. Peter, Minnesota, even though they got a spiky yellow wall there. And it's cold enough to snow in Anderson County, Kentucky. And just to prove it, it's snowing there. And that snow is coming up from all the way from Colorado down through Missouri, up through New England. And it's like this big winter storm that's snow on the top, icy mix from Texas through Louisiana right to the Atlantic coast, and rain south of that. Let's look at those high temperatures. St. Peter, don't you call anybody, it's too cold. And that's the weather.
Thank you very much, Jim. I just want to show everybody the beautiful Subaru that our visiting family gets to drive while they're down here. And they have one that they have a free lease on for a year. Wow. Which is a gorgeous price. Just one quick check-in with our visiting family and contest winner, Bridget. How you doing? She's better. She's having a wonderful time. We'll be back after these messages. Jim, what's coming up?
Why are all those seagulls
Claudia
around?
Schiffer gets to see what perfectly fit looks like coming up on Breakfast Time. It's 11 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Lori, Tom, Bob, the puppy, me, Jim. I am the announcer. And here's Lori and Bridget Waldvogel.
And it may surprise you to know that some people get motion sick.
What?
Yeah, it really took me by surprise today. Bridget is one of the people who suffers from motion sickness, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I
do. You use any remedies to get rid of it?
Well, I took a little Dramamine, but too little, too late.
Yeah, can I tell you, Dramamine did not work this morning for anybody concerned with this at all. Thank goodness we have the Weilans, Lydia and Joan, authors of Chicken Soup and Other Folk Remedies, to help us out this morning. Ladies, I have never been more happy that you're in the apartment than this morning. Why do people get motion sick?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, don't get surly about it. Just a question.
A lot of people think it's having to do with your inner ear, the balance problem.
Yeah.
And it is also attached to the visual thing because you're seeing the movement. So seeing it records it somehow and affects your inner ear balance.
But you mentioned Dramamine. And Lori, one of the wonderful new things that has come about is lots of studies have been done with ginger. And it's supposed to be much more effective than Dramamine or any of the other over-the-counter products. And what you do is you take a half a teaspoon, which I am doing right now, of ginger powder, and you put it in a glass of water, mix it up well, drink it 20 minutes before you go on the boat or the plane. Now I'm telling you, right? Big help. But 20 minutes before, or in a car, any kind of motion. Yeah. 20 minutes before, drink this down. It really helps. Both of us have done this, and it has been
And it really does work, huh?
And the nice thing with it is that there are no side effects.
Yeah.
You don't get the dry mouth, you don't get the sleepiness.
Yeah. So what else?
If you haven't done this and you're on board boat,
right.
One of the things to do is to, hopefully you have lemons on board. See, this is what I was wondering. Do you have like little kits on board the boat? Did they have stuff that you could use?
We actually had all the things for the segment, but we left the groceries on board. We were in such a hurry to get off the boat.
Yeah, I know Mary McGee left her groceries back on the ship.
Cut up a lemon into quarters and suck a lemon.
Suck a lemon?
See, lemon, I said that.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you want to
wipe that silly smile?
When you're feeling this way, you're producing a lot of saliva. So what you could do is eat olives. And what that No
without the
fooling. It's
martini.
just-
No
They
drinks
say
with
eat
it.
olives.
Yes, it'll dry out your mouth so the saliva won't go down. When the saliva goes into your stomach, it gives you that wave feeling, waves of nauseousness.
Something else that you could do is eat crackers. I wish we had brought all this with you because you could have tried these things. Crackers are wonderful for nausea. Pregnant women are told to eat them, but they're wonderful for motion sickness. So if you're in a
Chop
car,
up all that saliva that
with
has gone
you.
down.
Soda crackers, saltines, whatever. And also, there's something that we've talked about in the past is newspaper.
I tried this one actually.
Didn't
Snipping
work?
newspaper. No, it didn't work either.
You're too far gone for that.
How about the penny in the navel, which we had talked about? I don't know if you remember it, but that works. Take a penny. I mean, if you're going to try it this afternoon, take a penny, put it in your navel, scotch tape it in.
You don't want to know where the quarter goes.
Believe it or not, these are home remedies that Joan and Lydia have say really helped them in the past.
Yeah, you
with
sound
motion
convinced.
sickness.
Oh, yeah.
My mother's home now watching this saying, why doesn't she just stay off boats?
The best remedy of all.
Joan and Lydia Weiland's Office of Chicken Soup and Other Folk Remedies. Thanks both for being there today.
Yay.
Thanks for helping us out.
Yay.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Tom?
All right, Laurie. You know, Bridget Waldvogel isn't the only superwoman on this show. Claudia Schiffer's here. How are you? Welcome. Good to have you here. Come on over. It's Spencer and Jillian and Io. They're our road warriors. Get them a little banaka there, Io.
Quick, hurry up.
This is...
More.
Bob.
That's not enough. This is a supermodel. More. I'm ready.
Hi. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Yeah, that's all you're
That's
getting,
it.
Bob. Hi, how are you?
Hi. This is like real life.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Jim?
When is it right to bribe your kids? Before bedtime? After they're elected to Congress? Find out on Breakfast Time. It's 18 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Tom, Laurie, Bob the Puppet, and me, Jim. I am the announcer. And here's Tom and Bob and Claudia Schiffer.
Claudia Schiffer is with us here. Supermodel, host of 4 fitness tapes. Claudia Schiffer, the Perfectly Fit series, and No Kidding. And also a co-owner of the Fashion Cafe here in New York at Rockefeller Center. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
And you and David Copperfield, you have a pact, I understand, that you see each other every 2 weeks. Is that right?
No, this is the limit.
It's not like, all right, well, I've seen you once, now get out of here. It's a limit.
Right.
But that's the limit that you will go not seeing each other.
Oh.
Well, that's nice. Has he taught you any magic tricks?
He's tried.
Oh, really? 'Cause, like, we got cards and coins here, but it would be to no avail.
Oh, you know, it's difficult. I can't do it.
All right. Well, here's something I think you can do. And this is something, this is a modified version of a celebrity challenge that I have previously put Fred Travalena and Suzanne Summers to the test with. But in this one, the foundation of this is that I'm going to trust your discipline, your resolve, your ability to keep focused, which any supermodel has to have, I would think.
Yeah.
Right? During long shoots. I know that you love chocolate.
Uh-huh.
All right. So on the way back from the health club, I picked up about $10 worth of chocolate.
Wow.
You got
In the
your
health
Milky
store.
Way here, you got your Snickers, you got your Baby Ruths, and you got your Nestle's
Wow.
Crunch and a
Which
Hershey's.
ones do you like better?
Well, I really like the Nestle's Crunch.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't.
Now, here's the deal. Just to make the interview a little bit more tense, I'm going to trust that for 3.5 minutes while we talk, you will not even glance at the chocolate.
Really?
The reason that I'm putting myself at jeopardy, if your resolve shakes, if you glance at the chocolate, I will
I'm
go
not
into
allowed to glance at it.
Not even glance. I just want to see how much resolve a supermodel has.
Don't even think, Buzz.
Don't even
I'll
think.
know.
Don't even think about it.
I'll know.
Oh, my
Now,
God.
if my trust in you turns out to be misplaced,
Yeah, what am I winning?
you can get all the
What's the
chocolate.
prize?
You can take the $10 worth of chocolate, huh?
Oh, yeah, okay.
But
so I can take it afterwards.
if you cave, if you look, I have to go into the shower.
No, she doesn't.
All right. No,
You
this
have
is-
to.
No.
I have to go into the shower.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Now,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
snicker.
You have to go in the shower. Okay, wait a minute. Where's the shower?
Oh, it's down. You haven't seen the whole apartment. We haven't.
So you go
actually-
in the shower with your sweater on.
Yes, with fully dressed.
And water and everything.
And water and everything. If my
Okay,
faith in
shake
you.
hands.
Now we've just met. Is
Right.
this a level of trust that
Wow.
you rarely see on talk
It's a
shows?
level of stupidity as well.
You're just upset because you didn't get a kiss.
Well, the day is young.
All right, let's start the clock. We
So
have
for how
3.5
many minutes?
All right, you cannot look. All right, please
Okay, good,
don't.
good, good.
All right, wonderful. Because it's, you know, lots of your favorite.
But I can look in that direction.
You can look, well...
Just not down.
I would, just not down. All right, so this 4-tape series, and you target different body parts for each of the tapes, right? You have, for example, you have perfectly fit legs, you have perfectly fit abs, fit buns, and fit arms. And we're going to look at a clip of you in action, looking, if I say so myself, perfectly fit. Claudia Schiffer, just look over there. Up.
Okay.
And now we're going to go for the squats. 1 and squeeze. 2.
Breathe out.
And squeeze. 3 and 4. Lunge again.
And again, 2.
Down. Push back and squat. 1. Pull up.
Different exercises and incorporate them into...
It's designed for beginners.
And 4. Lunging again.
You had a fitness trainer who consulted with you on this as well?
Yeah, who developed the routines with me, made sure that they're 100% safe.
Yeah.
So we got the stamp of approval of Shape magazine. You know, I needed that
Keep your
help.
eyes up here and in this direction, all right? Just keep me dry.
That's what I'm
keep
doing.
me dry, that's all I'm asking. Now, is this something that is a regular part of your lifestyle? I mean, are you an exercise advocate regularly, or with traveling and everything, do you find difficulty working it into your schedule?
Well, before, I mean, I've always exercised, but I never had a routine before this particular routine that was 100% correct in terms of safety.
Yeah.
So now I have something that's safe, and also it's designed to, you know, for you to work out and wherever you are, in your hotel room, at home.
Oh, that's good.
So it's good, yeah, with my schedule, you know, when I come back to the hotel, one tape is only 30 minutes long, so that's easy. Just a half an hour work at the end of the day.
Oh, that's great. Now,
Claudia, would you mind handing me the M&Ms, please? She's good.
She's good. I know.
She's good.
And I've never been more grateful. One of the things that has been reported over the past year is that the supermodel, and you are one, along with Elle Macpherson, is sort of an endangered species, or the supermodel isn't quite in the vaulted position of yesteryear. Is that true, do you think, or is that just...
In danger of what?
Well, I think that in terms of, there was some controversy surrounding some shows where supermodels were not going to appear or weren't going to be invited to appear, and I was wondering if this was just sort of sullen designers trying to freeze you guys out.
It's actually, to be honest, a question of budget.
Oh, yeah.
You know, some designers don't have the budget, and, you know, prefer to work with girls maybe that are in the budget, let's say.
Was that the Nestle show?
What?
Was that the Nestle show?
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
And,
What am I doing? I think I'm going to stay dry. We only get 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Now, you and David Copperfield, I have images of him, like, trying tricks out around the house, saying, look, do you see the rabbit? No, he's not. Does he do stuff like that? Does he consult
don't have
with
any
you?
pets, but, yeah. Oh, yeah, he's full of surprises all the time.
Yeah. What are you two planning? You going to make buildings disappear, or get
I'm not
married or
involved.
something? You're not involved?
I'm involved in those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's,
So he does things like that.
well, that's good. I thank you so much. It's I got 3 seconds left, and you didn't even...
Yoo-hoo!
Yes! Claudia Schiffer keeps me dry.
And now I got
The perfectly fit series of tapes.
You know, we had set the clock 5 seconds fast.
And I'm happy to say, $10 of candy is now yours.
It's great. I love it.
Good to have you with us, Claudia. Appreciate it. Claudia Schiffer.
Yeah.
Laurie?
Hey, you have to
Tom,
go to
I
the
was
shower
looking
now.
at the chocolate
Well-
the whole time. Does that count?
Well, wait a minute. We have a dispute over the ruling here. Now, what's the deal?
You have to go into the shower now.
Now.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, oh, wait, I have everybody's a witness.
No, wait.
But
No.
she's right, Tom.
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. The way I set it up was if she glanced at the chocolate, I'd have to go into the shower.
Now, I think the rules were so confusing that you should go in the shower anyway.
Yeah,
You know, you haven't done it in 96 yet, Tom.
What?
You haven't done it in 96 yet.
She won? But that wasn't...
Stop.
That's not what I said. That wasn't the deal.
Just get down there.
It wasn't. If she looked, get that up.
Get him a
Claudia should
shower
witness
cap. We'll be
this,
smelling
Tom.
wet Portrell for weeks.
Tom, Claudia should witness this. All right.
Of course.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he in? I can't see.
Yeah, he's in. He's
Good.
in. He's in and on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I miss all the fun.
I'm impressed, really.
Don't forget behind your ears, Shirley.
Wow.
It's good.
Now, what are we going to do? Do we have time to do a mailbag here, or we have to...
Maybe.
All right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do mailbag right after we take a look at some of today's top stories. Tom can dry off.
Yay.
Claudia was positively gleeful. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jane Fergus. Here's what's happening in Breakfast Time News. President Clinton may be called to testify in Arkansas on the Whitewater affair. A lawyer has asked a federal judge to subpoena Clinton, saying his testimony is needed to ensure a fair trial for one of President Clinton's Whitewater partners. The lawyer says Clinton could refute the testimony of the prosecution's star witness. It looks like the government shutdown won't be affecting Social Security checks. They'll go out next month as scheduled. Congress passed legislation yesterday to cover the payments for about 44 million seniors. Michael Jackson is facing another crisis, but this one he can blame on Rio. The King of Pop had planned to shoot his latest video in a Rio de Janeiro shantytown, but Brazilian officials have nixed the idea, saying that it would hurt efforts to boost the area's image. And finally, the nation's groundhogs disagree on how much longer the cold will last. Today, Pennsylvania's Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow, signaling 6 more weeks of winter, but Georgia's General Beauregard Lee didn't, meaning spring is just around the corner. Jim, what does your shadow say?
Well, it says that it's spiky yellowish in Toppenish, Washington. Of course, it's still cold there, but it's absolutely miserable in Aberdeen, Mississippi. So we got the spike yellow up here, and we've got rain and wintry mixed down here. It's rainy, icy, and messy. And from Colorado eastward all the way up through New England, we have a big winter storm that's snow at the top of it, icy mix in the middle, and rain at the bottom. Let's look at those high temperatures.
Oh.
Most of the country's a lot colder than usual. That's the weather.
I haven't seen a haircut this bad since Barretto. Now, I still protest that this was all symbolic stuff, that you not looking should have kept me dry.
Turns out you were right, Tom.
I have all the witnesses. And
No, he's right. I'm sorry, Tom. You were right.
If you won't kiss Bob, can you at least hug me? Laurie, back to you.
We're doing a ceremonial drying of ourselves for you,
Oh,
Tom.
thanks so much.
Here on the rock. While we go to break, Jim, what's coming up?
Let's send up a weather balloon and see if anyone salutes. I'm starting to understand why I have so much trouble with this weather thing. The National Weather Service coming up. 28 minutes to the top of the hour. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Laurie, Tom, Bob the Puppet, and me, Jim. I'm the announcer, and here's a soggy Tom and a perfectly fit Claudia Schiffer.
Claudia Schiffer. I know I'm wet, and thanks to you I'm wet, actually. I'm wet, but you know, I had the advantage of getting wet in a nice, calm, stable shower, unlike my Canadian cohort who had to battle seasickness and wave turbulence earlier in the show. Back on dry land in Miami. Laurie, how you doing?
You'll never guess. I'm good, but you'll never guess who just came biking by. Irene, Spencer's mom.
Yay! Hey,
She
Spencer's
said, I don't
mom.
want to go on. I'm afraid I'll embarrass him. I'm like, are you kidding? We live for this stuff.
He works with a puppet. You can embarrass him.
Dragged on.
Anything you want to say to Spencer?
Just hi, and why aren't you here? We're having a great time.
I don't know, Paul.
I'm afraid I can't hear the...
He said he loved you.
That's
Thanks, Laurie.
Ditto.
We're actually going to the other end of the spectrum right now. It's a beautiful sunny day in Miami, but Suzanne Wong is in Brookhaven at the Brookhaven chapter. I guess it's called a chapter, or the office, field office for the National Weather Service, checking out weather balloons this morning. Good morning, Suzanne.
Hey.
Good morning, Laurie. Now, chances are you checked your local forecast in order to plan your day, and in order to accurately predict the weather, they use high-tech methods like we learned about in the first hour, like Doppler radar, but they also use conventional methods like the old standby, the weather balloon. They release these into the air twice a day at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. And I'm here with Frank Nocera, who's a field meteorologist. Thank you for joining us. Now, what is the function of a weather balloon?
Well, the function of the weather balloon is to give us a profile of temperature, moisture, and winds of the atmosphere from the surface all the way up.
And it's made out of synthetic latex, and it's filled with helium?
That's correct.
And is there a lot of helium?
There's about 1,700 grams of helium in there.
1,700 grams. Now, the weather balloon is attached to this radio sonde. Tell me about it.
That's correct. This is the radio sonde, which relays back to us the temperature, the moisture, and the winds of the atmosphere. This part of the radiosonde gives us back the temperature data that we need. Here is the computator bar, which measures the pressure, and the chip in this can we insert into this part of the radiosonde right in here, and that measures the moisture content of the atmosphere.
Okay, and in order to be able to figure out if the balloon is going to carry the weight of this, what do you do?
Okay, well, right here we have like a dumbbell, which is 1,700...
Hey, who are you calling a dumbbell?
This is a dumbbell, about 1,700 grams, and once we attach the balloon onto the nozzle here, the helium, the inflow of the helium raises the balloon, and once it lifts, we know we have 1,700 grams.
And that's heavier than this, and why do you make sure that the testing thing is heavier than the radiosonde?
Well, it has to be heavier in order to go through and deal with all of the elements of the atmosphere.
And yes, Tom.
How does this explain what a calorie is?
Now, what is this parachute for?
Well, the parachute is for once the
in case the radio wants to get out.
In order for it, when it descends, to be a slow descent, not so it comes crashing down to the Earth's surface.
Oh, has anyone ever been beamed in the head by one of these?
Probably. Not that I know of.
Okay, now how do you actually launch this? Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Now, let's do launch.
Come over here, and we take the balloon off, and we walk out slowly to the radiosonde.
Never run to the apartment with a balloon.
We got good clearance here. We come out here to the instrument.
Now, this is not a real working radiosonde because they're actually released at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., but go ahead and do that.
Okay. So we let the balloon up slowly.
And it goes to, what, about 10 to 12 miles into the atmosphere?
Actually, a little bit higher. Some of the highest runs are like 15, 20 miles into the atmosphere.
Okay, so go ahead and release that.
Ready?
Here we go.
And there it goes, up and away.
Okay, now how do you track that once it's up in the air?
Okay, we come over to the panel here.
Terrific. Now there are saucer sightings all over Long Island.
And first, the observer has to lock on to the radiosonde. So what we do here is that we look on the ground and see where exactly it is located, and then we use this instrument here, the clinometer, to see the elevation of the balloon.
Let's see the balloon.
Then we
Okay, and then you can know the angle, and you use this device here to track.
This device here helps us track the balloon, and then once we're locked on, it relays the information.
It's going to rain.
Okay, now what do you do if you find a fallen balloon?
If we find a fallen balloon, inside the radiosonde, we insert a bag.
And the bag actually has the address that you would mail the radiosonde back to, right?
The address
I bet you get a lot of them back, huh?
It's self-addressed, self-stamped.
Bet it's Battle Creek, Michigan.
And we do receive about 20% of them we recover.
And they're doing a great job here. They really get a bad rap. They're getting more and more accurate all the time. Thank you very much, Frank.
My pleasure.
Hey.
Thanks, Suzanne. At Brookhaven Weather Center. That's. I want to thank, actually, I don't know what to say. I want to thank those people for giving us 80 and sunny today, and if they could manage to, like, keep that storm that's coming away, if they can do anything over there, I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
You know,
Spencer's mom and I would
you're
appreciate
pretty
it.
much exhausting our earlier sympathy for you.
Oh. If I throw up, will that help?
No, that's quite all right. Jim, what else is coming up today?
Under the sea. That's where the Bob be. It's not our Bob is there, but it's like scuba gear. Under the sea. It's 20 minutes to the top of the hour. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Tom, Laurie, Bob, the puppet, and me, Jim. I am the announcer, and here's Tom and Bob and Claudia Schiffer.
Claudia Schiffer, our special guest today. Lou Rawls apparently en route. Claudia, here's the deal. I keep the tapes. You get the chocolate.
Anything in here?
Huh? What happened? Here you go. Claudia Schiffer, our special, really. Do with it what you will. How about a hand for Claudia Schiffer? The Perfectly Fit tape series and the Fashion Cafe at Rockefeller Center.
Right.
A pleasure to have you here.
Wait. She's not going, is she?
Can you give him just a little?
Yeah.
No, you don't have to.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't have to?
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do have to. Stay on it. Stay on it.
Jim says no, but if you would, it would be kind of nice.
You kiss me.
Claudia Schiffer, good sport.
Actually, this is for you.
Please don't feed the puppet.
You're right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Claudia. Good to have you with us.
Bye, Claudia.
Bye.
Now we go back
I'll
to...
call you.
Yeah, David Copperfield will make you disappear fast.
Yeah, good luck.
Now we go underwater, Miami, Florida, with Phil Kogan is actually in Bob, and Al Rosenberg thought he was the only one.
Oh.
Ouch.
Touch it, and that's when it works. A lot better, right, like that? Yeah. Hey, Mike, upstairs?
Yeah, we hear you. Kinda.
Mr. Mike Walter.
Do we have any silent film music, Rob, in the booth? Any nice? Any piano music? We're looking at people inside the underwater vehicles called Bobs. Yes, Phil?
Tom, if you can hear me, we're in the Bobs.
Yes, we know.
I want to introduce you to Andrew over here. Andrew is one of the instructors. And, Andrew, if you wouldn't mind explaining to Tom just a little bit about how these work. We talked about it loosely before. And maybe our cameraman can come in and have a look at the...
I'm running out of air.
all these controls in here, and Andrew, you can just show Tom how they work. That's very simple. The engineering makes it very simple. We have a buoyancy control device.
Right.
You inflate the air by hitting the round button.
Yeah.
Inflate it by hitting the square button.
Bobs come in two colors.
How much air is in our scuba unit?
Give us a little Jacques Cousteau, Bob.
On the fifth day, the white Bob left the ship. We are looking for the elusive snapping sand shark chest. This is a very dangerous mission, so of course I sent my son Jacques Jr. the ferry. On the fifth day, we found a strange man wearing a strange hat in a bubble. He is speaking in some language we cannot understand.
All right, you know what, Phil? Unfortunately, we're really having a difficult time hearing you.
You're having trouble.
Hey, Shay!
Tom?
Yes, Laurie?
Can I tell you, on Phil's behalf, it's really difficult communication-wise when you're down there. You get an incredible buzzing in your ear, and it's really hard, but they're very cool. They're a lot of fun. Yeah.
All right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll see if we can attempt to get a better audio connection. He's still going. He's like the Energizer Bunny down there.
You can't hear anything, that's why.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come right back from New York.
Don't tell Phil, though. Don't tell Phil.
And Miami. Yeah, don't tell him. He'll just keep going.
Tom, it's the burg that where Rick Butler was born. Charleston, South Carolina is coming up on Breakfast Time. It's 14 minutes to the top of the hour. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Laurie, Tom, Bob the Puppet, and me, Jim. I am the announcer, and here's Tom and Lou Rawls.
Good to have you here, sir. A pleasure. We see you in Baywatch Nights, a cameo in Leaving Las Vegas, that critically acclaimed film.
That is great.
You got the best voice. You just...
Well, it's early in the morning.
It's like listening to a cat purr.
Makes Barry White sound like a soprano.
That's kind of.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing, and I know you got tied up, and we're almost at the end of our show, so we got a little business that we have to do. Okay. But you've consented to doing a little a cappella singing for us.
Yeah.
Is that right?
This will be a first. Yes, it will.
Lou Rawls, a first, right here on the show where the host is dressed in a Three Stooges sweatshirt. I'll explain it all later. Laurie?
And for every time someone has said, this is a first for me on this show. I'm telling you. Every Friday, this is not a first, this is an every Friday thing. We talk about where we're going next week on the show. Jillian Hamilton is heading to Charleston, South Carolina, and she's down in the Technical Operating Center to give us a little ambassador tour. Jill?
Hey. Laurie, I know you're lucky because you're going to be in Miami all weekend where it's 80s. I'm going to Charleston, South Carolina, where it promises to be in the 70s all next week. We're seen in South Carolina on Comcast Cablevision, and I think they've prepared a little something for me. I love this part because this is when they say, hi, Jillian. And so we're going to see the ambassador tour, what we plan on doing next week in Charleston, South Carolina.
Hey.
Oh. Hi, Jillian and FX. I'm Tom Doyle, your Charleston ambassador. Come on along while George and I show you a little of what you'll be seeing next week when you come to Charleston. And if you see it in Charleston, you'll be watching it on Comcast Cable number 23. Come on, George. Charleston's known for its hospitality. Let me introduce you to a friend of mine.
Hi, Jillian. Welcome to Charleston and my family home. We look forward to sharing our city by the sea with you.
Historic neighborhoods are a part of Charleston. One of the most famous is Rainbow Row, built in the 1700s. Of the 100-plus churches in Charleston, St. Michael's is the oldest. Stop and listen to the bell.
There it is.
Hi, Jillian. I'm Marshall Huey, and I'm Vice President of Vestry here at St. Michael's Church. Some very famous people have worshiped with us, including George Washington, Robert E. Lee, Prince Charles, and most recently this past Sunday, our state governor. We have the George Washington box reserved for you.
Right down the street from St. Michael's Church is the Calhoun Mansion. Its builder, George Williams, was allegedly the model for the character Rhett Butler. Speaking of Gone with the Wind, Boone Hall is your atypical southern plantation, complete with its magnificent avenue of oaks. If it's culture you want, come to the Charleston Museum, where you'll find the replica of the Hunley, the first submarine ever to sink another ship. At midday, check out lunch at the Citadel.
Welcome, Jillian. We're with the at the Citadel. Stop by for lunch anytime.
Head over to Shem Creek, where local fishermen bring in their fresh catch daily.
Julian, while you're here, try some of our local trout.
End your day by treating yourself to what else? Some serious shopping in Charleston's historic district.
Hi, Julian. We've picked this out especially for you.
Hope you enjoyed that taste of Charleston. It's time for George to have his oats, so we're going to head back for the barn. See you soon.
Now, Jillian, the only time I heard you yelp was when you saw Gucci on there. All that other nice stuff.
What can we say? That's a city after my own heart. I look forward to it.
We're going to come back with Lou Rawls, who's going to give us an a cappella finish, and it is a first after this.
Welcome back to Breakfast Time. Here's Tom and Lou Rawls.
Lou Rawls took a look at Bob, and what was the show in England?
Acid Rush.
Yeah.
And they had this guy, and they put this guy in a box, and it would be very hot. So instead of giving him water to drink, they'd give him wine. At the end of the show, boy, that puppet was out.
I can't get a deal like that.
Let's go back to Lori as we get set to wrap up shop here from Miami, Florida, with our contest winners.
30 seconds ago, you would have been the happiest man alive. We all just got doused with a huge wave. Soaking wet. We want to thank the Waldvogels for joining us this morning. Bridget and Jack, they were terrific contest winners.
Hey,
Thanks
Bridget,
to
Jack.
Subaru and Seabreeze, especially Toby Bremmeyer, Subaru by the Bay, who gave them such a good deal on their thing. And TCI for coming out and shooting for us.
Yeah,
There
we
he is,
love
Bob.
TCI,
Wave to him.
All right, Lori.
Tom?
Nearby where you are, about a mile out to sea, I think, Phil Kogan, who gave a valiant attempt to give us a segment from inside the Bob. Phil, how you doing?
I want to thank all the Bobster people down here who have come up in their Bobster-mobiles. Goodbye from Miami.
Bye.
Thanks very much for taking us out, guys. We're the ones that didn't get sick, and now we'll go home and be sick, I
Sounds
think. Anyway,
good.
goodbye.
Nice work, Phil. Suzanne Wong in Brookhaven, New York, with the National Weather Service. Suzanne?
Whoa, goodbye from Brookhaven.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. We have
That's
liftoff.
extreme.
Yes.
Hey, who's coming up next week, Lori?
Next week, we've got Michael Rappaport from the movie Beautiful Girls, Lauren Velez, Dan Jansen, terrific Olympic athlete, the music of Shy, and Bob Barker.
Cool.
That's right, yeah.
And right now, to close off what has been a fun week for us, this is nice of you to do this. A little something a cappella?
Yes, and people said, oh, I hear that a lot, but this is truth. I've never sang on television without a musician.
All right.
So this is going to be weird.
Well, it's the right place for it.
Yeah.
But you got the right people here to do it.
You bet.
Yeah, buddy. Lady love, your love is soothing like a summer breeze. My lady love, your love is tender as a baby's touch, and you give me all of the things that I need so much.
She's married.
So am I. My lady love, my lady love, your love is cooling like a winter snow that we don't need. Oh, my lady love, your love is cozy as a fire's glow, and I keep on needing you, girl, a little more and more. And I thank you, my lady love. It's not easy to keep love flowing smooth. People are people, and they all have their moods, but it's so nice to have someone like you who wants a smooth and easy thing. All of the good times and the joy that it brings, my lady love. You've been with me through all my ups and downs and my crazy turnarounds, lady love. I once was lost, but now with you I'm found. You got the love I need, and I want to stay around. Heaven sent you down, lady love.
Lou Rawls! That's the way to wrap up a week. Take care, everybody. Barstool FX is up next.
Yeah.
Good job. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's very nice. Thank you. Wow.
They make the cigarette companies put a warning label on every pack of cigarettes. Shouldn't there also be a warning label on Christmas parties? You could do yourself a whole lot of long-term damage in a very short period of time. And even if you escape that fate, you could do yourself some serious short-term damage. Welcome to Breakfast Time with Tom Bergeron, Lloyd Hibbert, and Bob the Puppet. My name's Jim, and I'm the announcer. Say good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Tom, and congratulations, Jim. You sound remarkably coherent, given that our staff party was last night here in the apartment.
Don't be fooled.
That's right. Today there are other reasons why he's holding the paper up, no doubt. Hours ago in Paris, the Bosnian peace treaty was signed. We wish all sides well. If all goes well, it'll be the first peaceful Christmas there in several years, unlike, say, Christmas this year at Buckingham Palace. We hear that the Queen has, for Christmas, got Princess Di Dr. Kevorkian's beeper number. So good to know that she's thinking thoughtful things. Do we have a little music for this special edition of Breakfast Time, a little holiday music for this December, what is it, 14th already?
Yep.
Yikes. We have a very special treat for those of you who love synchronized swimming. Our special guest debuting synchronized office furniture, the Mummies are here with us. Of the PC, and they'll be showing how you can use your computer to make great gifts for the holidays and all year. This will be an Olympic sport, by the way, sometime after the turn of the century if they don't kill each other first. Very nice, very nice.
Mummy football.
And here's one of the Mummy's daughters, Marcy, rolling her eyes at the whole proceeding. Hi, Marcy. Have you made the acquaintance